takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun down. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to
what can't be fleeting?
And then you're letting him lead you. It doesn't matter how you feel.
Saying he's led by God, but you feel like God is not telling y'all that. Do you still follow him?
You said something interesting, Ish. You just said like men don't think the way that women do. So it almost sounds like you don't fully trust their expertise. So how could you successfully be led by
So the
women?
majority of men don't have kids. Y'all are picking wrong. Y'all are literally picking the minority.
Every man that's on this panel, y'all have more kids than all of us women?
51% of black men are single and childless.
Excuses for the statistics. The statistics don't go well in your favor. So you say things like, okay, are they shooting blanks? Or they
because men, I don't feel like men are overall passive aggressive, the majority of men. Do you think that silence is that passive aggressive? Because we will do that.
Yeah, because there's niggas that'll use that as a way to trigger a woman. Like, because a lot of time a woman will tell you, like, when you're silent, it makes me feel like I'm ignored. So a nigga will do that intentionally.
Yeah, no, I'm just because I didn't agree with the passive aggressive part until Mary said that. I'm like, okay, I could see men and be like, you know what? I ain't saying nothing else. Will unsubscribing from the Democratic Party help fix Black America?
Let's just unsubscribe. No, you got to know why.
I don't think so.
That's the only thing that get Black people together. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Wow.
Shit like that.
What I think will fix is if Black people truly understood politics.
Because for a guy, because listen, it's so many different reasons for a man to want to hang out with his friends.
Adrian, I'm not gonna let that slide. I heard you. Why do you think that it's older single women who share that opinion?
Sometimes that's the case. There has to be
Explain what White History Month is.
It's honoring the achievements of the greatest ethnic group in human history.
Wow.
I think all of that shit deserves a put them in the bathroom.
Would you rather have a whore of a daughter or a gay son?
Let's see here.
Bruh.
Because if she's a hoe, that ain't my problem. Hell, she just be a hoe. Shit.
That's a whore. Definitely. Like,
Yeah, is going to college a waste of time?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't think for biology.
It's ridiculous.
And can I just piggyback on that?
Read this for me, Q.
Okay, $5 super chat from Omega Green. Depends. Go for STEM, medical or law. However, if you go for BS degrees like communications, is that supposed to be policies or
poli-sci, political science?
Poli-sci, okay. Or criminal justice, it's wasted time.
Final thought.
When you take a man's time, it's like taking his money. When you take a man's money, it's like taking his time. Simply put, we want something for it. If you're not interested, don't go out. Sis, hit me up. Let's clear your coochie balance.
Do women, should they still be covered by men? Do women need to understand what it takes for men to feel like they should be covered by men?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, women don't value men anymore, and it's evident.
For women to admit that they're not equal to their men, women have to come to that conclusion that you are not equal to your man. Are you for spanking? Let's go around the room, yes or no. Q, you for spanking?
Absolutely.
Age.
Okay, so big kids don't get spankings?
You gotta fight them niggas.
There's no difference between divorced women and single mothers. The man will, in both circumstances, suffer comparably with no benefit to himself. The benefits don't outweigh the cost.
But it's still better to go with someone who hasn't gone through that. It's still better to not choose them.
Have men been getting over on household duties all this time?
Listen, but I don't touch a trash bag to save my life.
So let me ask you, could you and your wife switch roles in what you do versus what for that person hold y'all back or let y'all go?
Physically, can't nobody hold me back.
Ain't no such thing as a fair fight.
Direction, choose your own path.
Don't just wear anything. Wear garments that mean something. We got hats. We got sweatshirts. We got jackets. We even got hoodies. Let's not forget our classic tees. Direction, choose your own path.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basically, pay attention, stay alert, and remember, choose your own path.
Direction, choose your own path.
You know, this is the home of We Major, Me Frosty, Unfamous, and the restricted clothing brands. Let's get it.
message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic. Pay attention. Stay alert. And remember, choose your own path.
Unlock the future of branding while outpacing your competition. Dive into the digital realm, transforming raw footage into video epics. Our editors redefine storytelling. At Prime Your Logos, where pixels become portals. Prime Your Logos. Unleash the unseen. Your brand amplified. Visit us at Prime Your Logos on Instagram. Or call 704-792-6345. That's 704-792-6345. Prime your brand. Prime your logos, where artistry transcends reality.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Yo, we here. This might be risky. We in the building. Flow it up. Fantastic. What's goody?
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Everything is everything. How was your day? All right?
I had a good day.
Yeah? Okay. How the hoes treating y'all? Pretty good?
Of course. Treat me well.
Fucking fantastic.
Is that pun intended?
Intended, of course.
Jesus. All right. Salute to everybody in the building so far. Let me see who in the chat real quick. Let me get it popping. Mel, you already know what's good. Flo is in the chat. Salute. Shay in the building. What's popping? D in the building. Salute. Omega Drez, what up, my brother? Mr. Fantastic was in the chat. Let me see. Prime, what up? No Country, how are you? Hope everything's everything. Sun Kiss, Shalom. How's it going, man? Good to see you. D was goody. Black, I say black ass. They got the brother. That's what's up, man. Let me see. Nightbot behaving. That's always good. Aaron, salute. James, what up, my brother? Let me see. Frank White in the building was good. Strata, salute. Quincy, good evening. These nuts was popping. DC in the building. Gail, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope everything is everything. Mr. Ray in the building. Salute. My brother Rel was popping. Okay, let me see. I'm scrolling a little bit slow, man. I only got this one hand. Let me see. Keeps it 100, of course. Good to see you. Zach Goo, what up? Nah, salute my G. Hope all is well. Call me Queen T was popping. Black King was popping. Appreciate you. Let me see. Victim Olympics in the building. E-Dub, what's up? Good to see you. Ninja Cool, how are you, my brother? OMA was popping. Hope everything's everything. Let me see. Claudette in the building. Salute was popping. Let me see. Marcus, what up, though? Quentin with the $2 says one nigga bring two niggas and two niggas bring three. Should have shout out the old solo. Quentin, what's goody? Hope everything is everything. Judah, Shalom, Ak, peace and blessings, man. Back at you, my brother. Appreciate you. Young Money, what's good? Asia in the building. I like it. Oh, I got D already. Dre was popping. Homeboy, Shalom was popping. Let me see. Murder Man Dance. Okay. Salute. Rock solid. What up, my G? Hope everything is everything. Let me see. Jerice was popping. T, I see you. Good to see you. Dre, salute, my brother. Salute to Dre, who gifted that one membership. Whoever got blessed with it, please maintain it. Melly Mel in the building. What's popping? Sugar Bum was goody. Let me see. Jay Ali. I like it. Dre with another gift. So then my brother Dre, once again, whoever got blessed, please maintain it, man. Terrell, what's popping? I like it. All right, so we good. Let me see. Onika Sue, I see you. Bartholomew, Shalom Ak was popping. Let me see. All right, one moves at the bottom. Let me see. What's up, C? What's up, Heather? Good to see y'all. Make sure y'all get your tickets for Atlanta. We should have the video flyer out pretty soon. Angry Snowman, what up, my brother? How are you, man? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Big Bad Bull in the building, of course. I like it. Let me see. All right. Cody, I got you. Hope everything's everything. Tiff, what up? Wapo, what's goody, my boy? I feel like I ain't seen one up. No, I did see you yesterday. I'm bugging. Miss C, what's popping? Salute. Let me see. Happy Intrinsic, how are you? Good evening. LeGarrette, what's popping? Hope all is well, man. Good to see you. Obstacles, what's good? Judah, Shalom. Salute to the Ak Judah who gifted 5 membership. Whoever got blessed with one, please maintain it. Empress, go. Flo, drop your. Wait, hold on. Empress, you should be able to find it. If you type it in, I'll type it in. I'll put it in the chat. I'm also gonna put both of their channels in the description as well. So, all right. So, Empress, you got Mr. Fantastic. I'm sure we'll find it pretty soon. Miss Bells, what's popping? Dallas, what's good? BJ, put your money away, homeboy. All right, let me see. Callie, Mr. B, I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Hope all is well. All right, good. I'm at the bottom. Salute. My background sound is low. What does that mean? The sound effects are low? Is that what you say? I can't hear you.
Yeah, the sound effects. It's like the sound effects ain't coming through the computer. It's in the background.
Oh, okay. All right, hold on. Let me fix this real quick.
You good now? Yeah, good now.
No doubt, no doubt. Kazi, what up? All right, we back in full effect daily. What's goody? Hope all is well, man. Hey, so when did what Pepsi sponsoring us?
Angry Snowman said it looked like I was drinking craft beer, but I'm not. It's just Pepsi.
It's like an old school can or something.
It's the sugar kind, not the corn syrup kind.
No. Gotcha. Perfect. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. All right, so I'm good now. All right. So if y'all been paying attention, Flo and Mr. Fantastic had a little bit of a back and forth. Was that last week or this week?
Last week.
So we decided to meet here to solve it and settle it once and for all in terms of how they got to it in the first place. And then they had a joke off round. Who won the joke off round?
Let's not even do that.
Who won the joke off round? We had the joke for joke round.
Come on, it's not even close.
Flo just said he won, Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, of course. He looks funny, but he's not funny. So again, we can continue, but we'll say that for later.
Flo, you agree that he won? He took that round?
Come on,
bro. Oh, absolutely not. But I'm not gonna rub his face in it.
You gonna be the bigger person?
I'm gonna try to be a graceful winner.
Indeed. Perfect. So we're gonna settle it today. So here's how we're gonna do things. We got a 3-minute opening from each of the participants. Essentially, they'll state the premise, what they're doing here without giving up too much. And then we'll ask 3 questions in which each of the participants will have, let's say 2 or 3 minutes. 2 or 3 minutes to just expound on answering the question. They'll answer the question independently from one another. After those 3 questions are asked and answered, we'll then open the floor up for a back and forth that'll last about 15 minutes. Once they're done going back and forth about 3 set questions, if we have any $20 super chats, they can answer those questions from the chat. That makes sense? Yeah, good.
Yep.
Hopefully it'll be a good time, but we ain't gonna be here all night. That's for sure. Perfect. Hit the like button. We got 214 people in the building, and we have. Let me see. Let me make sure I get the likes. Somebody let me know how many likes we have. The likes are important. They help the channel the most. I'm telling you. All right, 1 second. Let me make sure I got it set up. Excuse me. Let me see. All right. Cool. There we go. All right. So we have 98 likes. So we need 100 more likes to get where we need to go. All right. Likes are very, very, very important. Let's do this. I'm thinking a number between 1 and 10. What is it?
8.
7.
The number is 5. Flo, you want Mr. Fantastic to open up, or you want to open up?
Mr. Fantastic can.
All right. So, Mr. Fantastic, you good?
Indeed.
All right. So we're gonna open up with the 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes. You can feel free to use it all if you would like. But essentially, it's why we even here in the first place. What your intention is tonight. I'll start the clock when you start talking.
All right, shout out to everybody, man. We're here tonight because someone that was uninformed had an opinion on something that wasn't concerning them, and they tried to tell me that I'm somehow the representative of incels and all these different things because I simply have a critique of women, Black women specifically. Again, I want to make emphasis on Black women. Okay, where I know I'm the subject matter expert compared to the person that I am debating. So this person that does not, have the experience with the women that I was talking about, okay, tells me that somehow, some way, all women are the same. We know that's not true. Stats and data support that. And just the things that Black men have to go through versus men of other races, cultures, demographics, and that's pretty much it. I guess tonight I'll be giving yet another master class in education of the difficulties Black men have when trying to date and mate straight Black men, specifically against straight Black men, and how those things are different from other demographics of men. And that's pretty much all I have. I'll close on that one.
Brother.
All right. Flo, you need me to restate the question, or you got it?
No, I'm good.
All right. I'll start the timer when you start talking, brother.
All right. We're here tonight because I witnessed my opponent giving out perspectives and worldviews with no application afterwards. It was very demoralizing. There was not. It was harmful to his audience, not helpful to them. And as much as he wants to make it a race issue to exclude me from the criticism that is absolutely valid, it's not a race issue at all. The red pill complaints, the red pill approach, and the red pill numbers, it's universal. It's nothing race based about it. In fact, the father of the red pill, Rollo Tomasi, was a white guy. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate that what his approach was to this topic was not only not empowering and not helping his audience, it's harmful to them.
All right.
And I yield.
I like it. So we have 3 questions. I had assistance from the people who support the channel, that are also in the Discord and etc. So you guys aren't beholden to these questions specifically, but we'll get answers to these 3 questions. When we open up the non-formal round, we would like y'all to expound on the 3 questions. But if it does go somewhere else that the 3 questions don't touch, that's completely fine. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Cool. Perfect. So that was the opening, which is fairly easy. Now, here's what will happen. Flo also has the pick in terms of who goes first. So obviously it's 3 questions. So somebody will go first, then the next round, the other person will go first, and then obviously last round, the person that went first will go first last. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So, Flo, would you like to pop it off in terms of the questions, or you want Fantastic to maintain going?
I'll go second again.
All right. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Salute to the 250 people in the building. Please hit that like button. Please support the channel. Please make donations so we all could benefit. You heard? You see all this equipment these brothers got? This shit ain't free. None of it. God damn it. All right. So, first question I have for you guys. Why do the statistics matter when it comes to these convos and relationships? Why do the statistics matter when it comes to these convos and then specifically relationships?
Okay. The statistics matter because the statistics give you a baseline for what's going to happen. Whether you like it or not, whatever your anecdotal experience is, you're not going to beat the numbers. You know what I mean? A wise man once said, women lie, men lie, the numbers don't. Okay. We have numbers for a reason. Okay. The statistics are to give you the things, the do's and don'ts to do. And specifically when we're talking about relationships and marriage, if you get married below a certain age, you have a higher percentage chance. If you get married after a certain age, there's a lower percentage chance. So even in that, the statistics on relationships track. So they're quite important. And then too, like you said, from a racial aspect, okay, certain pairs and certain things work better than other ones don't, or whatnot, what have you, right? And certain groups get higher, have higher divorce rates than others. So if you get married to a person that's in the highest divorce rate and has the lowest marriage rate, like black men do have to pick from, black women are the only demographic, I say again, the only demographic, race and gender, okay, that has a higher divorce rate than marriage rates, which tells you that black women are not looking for marriage. Even though there are more black women, volume wise, there are like 1 million more black women than black men. There are over 500,000 more black men married than black women. So what is that telling you? Black men constantly get blamed and told, oh, you just want to have sex, you don't want relationships, you don't want marriage. But how is that true when even though black women outnumber you, you got more marriage than they do? You feel me? So that's why the statistics matter, so we can have honest conversations and not just anecdotal experiences, old, outdated data, opinions, ideas, and things of that nature. So that's just that. And then other statistics that don't apply to the relationship aspect to it, but then at the same time can affect it. I mean, do you want to be married to a person that, you know, for certain factors, you know, medical factors, sexual conduct factors, things like that? So that's the reason why the stats matter. And I'll yield the rest of my time for that.
I like it. Make sure I hit the like button, please. Thank you, Mr. Fantastic. Flo, you need me to restate the question? Or are you good?
I'm good.
All right, my brother. When you start talking, I'll start the timer.
All right. The reality is that stats don't matter, and in fact are harmful, are employed harmfully in this context. Relationships are a personal thing, not a mathematical thing. This isn't a cold calculation. And regardless of the differences between races or numbers or whatever, none of this stuff should be used to determine your goal, right? When it comes to relationships, if you're a young man and you want a relationship or a marriage, you should be moving towards that and pursuing it. There are women out there who are good women. There are women out there who want just what you want. You need to be empowered to find them and move in that direction. What you don't need to do is be second guessing your goal. And what we see is that men aren't using these statistics in a constructive manner. They're using them to cope and point blame at the other sex. Numbers don't lie, but interpretations do. And any stat is open to a variety of different interpretations. That's all I got. I yield.
Okay.
Shit like that.
All right, now if you're in the audience, we got almost 300 people in the chat. Make sure you take some notes as well. That way, when we get into the back and forth round at the end, you know what they said here previously when answering the questions without interruption. I like it, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Flo, you'll be opening up with this round, baby boy. You good?
Okay. Yep.
All right. Next question. Is the information being regarded or disregarded based on its validity or the messenger? If it's the messenger, is that justifiable?
From my perspective, I think that I'm rejecting the message. And Mr. Fantastic is not alone in my criticism of him. I've debated a lot of red pill guys. I push back on this line of thinking a lot. And actually, I've got a book right here that I'm reading because I'm supposed to debate this guy in the near future, who's also another red pill creator. So I think that the messenger does matter, but normally in a negative way, right? Like a messenger can erode the message if it's somebody who's not credible, but it really can't boost up a bad message by having a good messenger. At least it should not.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting point. Okay.
So yeah, I think that's really all I got on that.
No, that's good. Well, so let me ask you, if people were disregarding the information, because of the messenger and the information be valid, what's your opinion on that?
Well, I think that they're doing themselves a disservice. I don't know that there's any other way to look at it.
Yeah. But do you think that it's justified if the messenger is bad though?
I think that it depends on in which way, right? If a known con artist is trying to sell you a timeshare, right? Then the messenger and the circumstances is all you really need to know. You don't need to look at the timeshare deal to know that it's probably a scam.
Yeah.
But you just need to be really cautious when using that. And I think that people do rush to dismiss things because of the messenger, because whatever. People are emotional before they're logical, as much as we don't like to admit it. All of us, even the most logical one of us, we use our emotions more than we use our thoughts.
Gotcha. Okay, nice.
Shit like that. Perfect.
Gotcha. Understood. Mr. Fantastic. I'm gonna restate the question because it seems a little bit longer. Even though I'm sure you got it just like Flo had it, right? Is the information being regarded or disregarded based on its validity or the messenger? If it's the messenger, is that justifiable? You're on mute.
My bad. It's being disregarded by the messenger, and no, that's not justifiable. It's simply by the person that they don't like, or if it's a person they like, and we've seen this here. We've seen it plenty of other places, especially when women are in the audience. So whenever a man is critical of women, the women are going to stick to the girl code, the sisterhood, whatever you want to call it. And they're going to claim that a man, regardless of his stature, or anything else, is somehow this scorned incel. The same word my opponent accused me of being last week, simply because I have an opinion that's critical of women. So the messenger definitely matters, because the person that has the experience, as we said, right, and the person who can get women has to be the person saying it. Because if you're a person who can't get women, they're going to disqualify you and saying you're just a complainer, you're just a whiner, because you don't qualify for the women you truly want. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't catch-22 situation. If you have the person that is actually suffering from this, and they are truly an incel, they are truly an undesirable guy, short, overweight, non-athletic, socially awkward, all those different things, no one's going to take that person serious. Okay, you have to have someone that does not fit the complaints that are being made. Okay, state the case for you. We've seen this in the civil rights movement. We've seen this in a lot of even women's rights movement. In order for the women's rights to be taken seriously, men had to help their cause. Okay, as long as women were just the only ones talking about it, it didn't matter. These are just women that was just didn't know no good, and they complaining because they women and they don't know how good they got it, and but until when the men came around to help them, that's when you got stuff to move, because you have to have someone outside of you to agree with you for people to take what you're saying serious.
Okay, gotcha. Do you think the messenger should be disregarded if the information be accurate?
I don't think so, but unfortunately, perception is reality. So even though I don't believe it should be, we know that in real time that's the way things are done. Okay. He said, my opponent said the same thing. He said, hey, if there is a timeshare involved with a known criminal, or any type of business being done with a known criminal, we automatically know to disregard that person, no matter how factual it is. So even my opponent agrees with that point.
Okay, 100%. Now let's say there's someone who is not trustworthy, but they have something that generally speaking would be good, like the cure for cancer. Should we still disregard it?
Well, there are exceptions to every rule, and I'm pretty sure that would be an exception to the rule. But I think the negatives surely outweigh the positives. So if we were to give, 100 scenarios, I would likely say 95 of those scenarios are going to be bad for an untrustworthy person.
Brother.
I like it, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Hey, fellas, I have a question that I have to ask, so I need to add it. Is that all right with you guys?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Make sure you guys hit the like button. That helps the channel the most. Let me see, make sure we don't have any. All right, so we good. All right, cool. Let me ask you guys this. We are now in the third round. Same sequence of events. Flo, Mr. Fantastic is up, right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Mr. Fantastic, third round question. Should other cultures speak on the state of the Black culture and its relationships?
No, they shouldn't. Again, you simply do not understand them. You simply do not have to go through the experiences. And I would say the same thing when it came to Black people talking about white people or Asian people or different things. Again, we are tribal for a reason, right? You have the people that are like you that understand you the most. People on the outside looking in, for the most part, have an assumption or presumptions that usually turn out to be false. And if you really were to be put in those people's shoes, you wouldn't know what to do. black people are unique in several ways, but we'll just stick to the topic is about relationships, right? The relationship dynamic. And as I said, going back to the stats earlier, and we've seen the decline in marriage unlike any other group in the United States. Okay. So even that to go from I think it was an 80% marriage rate in the 60s to damn near under 30 or right at 30 within a 60-year range is tells you there's something that's affecting the black community unlike any other community. Okay. So when you try to tell people, oh, well, it's just you guys don't this or you just the women don't that, no one knows what the answer is, but clearly there's an answer that no one truly has. And it isn't as simple as, oh, well, you know, everybody has the same experience. Well, by that logic, everyone would have the same you know what I'm saying, amount of decline across the board when it comes to marriage and other different things, right? So yeah, I feel like for the most part, and I'm not saying nothing is absolute, but for the most part, only you know you and the people that look like you and you know and grow up like you, right? So I would never get on here and tell a white man, you know, what his life experience is, because I'm not a white man. No matter how many I know, no matter how many I work around, no matter how many I may be friends with or associate with, I don't know what it is like to be a white man. And I would never try to, you know, put myself in a position to tell him I did. The problem we have is far too often, and we see this politically, to where and I'm not saying my opponent is, you know, fits any of these criteria, but you know, where liberals try to tell the black man what's better for him or what's best for him and how he should vote and all these different things. And we've seen this recently in the last presidential election, to where they vilified, you know, the 20% of black men that refused to vote for Kamala Harris, and they made it, you know, these things that I've never seen white men have to even get accused of. Right? White men didn't get threatened to be thrown out of the race because they voted for Trump. Right? No one said that to white men. You know, so the dynamics are just completely, totally different. And I think for the most part, not saying we can go back to segregation, but you're the subject matter expert on your own race, and that applies to every race. That's all I have.
All right. No doubt. Flo.
Yo.
Should other cultures speak on the state of black culture and its relationships?
Well, the thing that I objected to was not a black culture thing. This is a red pill thing. Like I said, this started really with white guys. If you roll it back, the complaints about women, the talking points about women and relationships, the statistics. Now, I don't have to be a cat to know about a litter box. And relationships are relationships. Humans, black, white, whatever. We're really not that different. And when it comes to relationships, especially if you're approaching it from a mathematical or statistical standpoint, which my opponent is. Math is agnostic. And if I can look at a percentage here and a percentage there, while the numbers might be different, the mechanics and the way that you approach solving the problem is not. Just to sort of reiterate that this is not at all a black culture phenomenon. Again, the book I referenced earlier, chapter 4 is the percentage of women who are marriageable. Again, this is by a white guy. This is exactly the same talking point. And I'd be curious to know if there's one specific thing that can be pointed to as this is the thing that will not allow a white person to comment on a black person thing. But ultimately, I reject the idea that this is a black person or a black culture phenomenon that I was addressing.
I see. Good?
Yep, yield.
Indeed.
Shit like that.
I like it, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. I think you guys giving some pretty solid answers, man. For sure. I hope that the audience taking notes. I hope y'all taking notes as well when we open this thing up, especially since I hit y'all with a honey bun and added another question without asking. I apologize. All right, let me ask you guys this, right? And this kind of came just spurred from literally what you guys are saying. I'm not sure we may have touched on it in the open round, but I wanted to make sure. the red pill itself, flow is up, right? Yes. Is the red pill focused on reality, right? Because it comes from the matrix, right? Red pill's reality, the truth. Or is it focused on the negatives? Why or why not? Is it dying, the red pill? Why or why not? So it's two-part flow. I'll add, you know what? I'll add another minute just because it's kind of, I think those two answers will be slightly independent.
So in my experience, which is limited on the red pill, it is not applied in a manner that is conducive to reality. Maybe it was intended that way. Maybe its origins are in reality, but from what I've seen of it, it is always universally applied in a self-destructive, coping sort of way. Now, like I said, I've only interacted with the red pill for about a year since I started doing the panel stuff. The fact of the matter is that men who are successful with women don't seek out red pill content. They're not dwelling in red pill content. That should tell you basically all you need to know about red pill as an approach to figuring out women. So no, red pill does not approach reality. What it is instead, it is used as a self-soothing remedy for men who are having issues with women. And in the same stroke, it enables them to continue to fail and justify their continued failure instead of stepping up and stepping out of their comfort zone and maybe succeeding after a few failures, which are inevitable up front. Is the red pill dying? I don't know. I hope so. I hope so. I yield.
Shit like that.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you, Flo. Mr. Fantastic. Need me to restate the question or you good?
Yeah, please. Just restate the question.
Yes, sir. Let me read it, make sure I get it right. Is the red pill focused on reality? Like it's mentioned, it's the red pill from the Matrix, right? About the truth. Or is it focused on the negatives? Why or why not? And is it dying? Why or why not?
Okay, so I had the question re-asked because I was focused on something that my opponent said. So if you guys recall, my opponent just made the statement, the declarative factual statement that men that are good with women don't turn to the red pill, correct? Is that how he said?
Yes.
Okay. And then he specifically named Rollo Tomasi as one of the fathers of the red pill?
Yeah.
He does know that Rollo Tomasi is married, correct?
Rollo Tomasi is a
yes or no question. Is yes or no question?
Well, a yes or no answer would be deceptive or dishonest.
There wouldn't be deceptive. Is he married or not?
Well,
he is married.
All right, thank you. So that's all I need from you. So so again, yet again, my opponent,
he's not a content consumer.
You don't have to
I know.
cut me off. All right, cool. So again, yet again, my opponent proves the point of where he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's on a crusade against the red pill. Like I say, he's only known for a year, something that's been around now for more than 10 years. So he comes in, he's this white knight, pun intended, to save the women from the angry men that can't get women, but yet and still the father of it is a married man. Okay. A lot of the men that listen to red pill content are married men. I mean, at the same time, I guess all married men are most married men also consume the most OnlyFans content, right? Or pay for the most OnlyFans content. So this thing of where you can be one thing but not the other is just ridiculous. It's nonsense. Men are multiple things. Men have several different layers, characters, and likes, dislikes, all these different things. But to the back to the point, the red pill is not dying. It's alive and well. We're actually seeing more women take on red pill talking points and make content about it and repeat a lot of the things we've been saying now for years upon years upon years. Everybody's red pill now. Okay. People are and as far as the truth goes, yes, it's definitely based in the truth. Okay. It's unfortunate. The part though is that and the problem that people have is men are telling the negative truths for the first time in mass about the women. Happy wife, happy life is no longer an accepted term. It's being challenged. Sugar, spice, and everything nice is no longer a concept. It's being challenged. And again, we can see this again when we go to the divorce rates. Women file for 70+% of the divorces. Okay, so you can't tell me that all the men are all the problem all the time across every race and demographic. There's clearly an issue and problem that that's one thing that my opponent is correct about. So when it comes to women ending, yeah, every woman ends relationships, marriages, or whatever more so than the men. The problem still is though at the rate which is done, okay, and the rate at which marriages is happening. So men are now telling men, and if I do have a son, and for most men that did have sons, you're not telling them the negative to make them afraid or whatever, but you're informing them. Okay, an ignorant person is a person that's at a disadvantage. So informing your son that, hey, listen, if you get married, there's more than a 50% chance that it's not going to last. And then those things increases depending on certain, the amount of money you make, the amount of education you have, your age, all these different things. If you just take that as a negative and not, properly informing a man of his options and the best way he's going to outcome this if he wants to overcome divorce or make his relationship last, I mean, I guess you can say it's negative.
Good.
Yeah, I'm done.
Interesting. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Okay, so I added the question. I apologize, fellas. It is what it is. You guys have your notes. You ready to contend? I'm not going to interrupt that much unless it gets totally visceral. If we get stuck on one of the questions or something totally separate from the questions, that's fine. I'm not trying to push us to have 5 minutes for every single question that we answered, right? But if it's cool, it's cool. If I do share something, it has to be agreed upon. Are you guys good with Flo? If you want me to bring up something to share, you good with that? Are you good with Fantastic sharing a slide or a website or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And Mr. Fantastic, you good with that? He said yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think he said yes. Muted.
Oh, my bad. I'm muted. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm muted.
Okay. So these are the 4 questions that were asked just to refresh you guys and the 362 people in the chat, just in case they got here late. We started seemingly on time. We ain't milking this shit, so y'all gonna have to watch it back. It is what it is, but this is the meat and the potatoes pause of the conversation for sure. First, one of the questions that was asked was, should other cultures speak on the state of Black culture and its relationships? Another question we asked was, why do statistics matter when it comes to these convos in relationships? Another question we asked was, is information being regarded or disregarded based on its validity or the messenger? If it's the messenger, is that justifiable? And then the final question that I think majority of people were here for was, which is still scrolling, is the red pill focused on reality or the negatives? Why or why not? And is it dying? Why or why not? I got a number between 1 and 10. What is it, fellas?
6.
8.
Okay, 5. Flo, I would assume you probably want the floor first on this one, but it's your call because this is a
okay, yeah, I'll take it.
I'll start the timer when you start talking.
So first of all, Rolo is not a consumer of red pill content. He's a pusher of it. I consider him a misery pimp, and he's somebody that's selling cope to people to their own demise. He's selling poison to them. If you're familiar with demoralization, which is in military strategy a psyop meant to undermine the morale of an enemy troop, that's literally exactly what the red pill does to men. Is it demoralizes them, uses the statistics to show them the dark side, the bleak side, the hopeless side of relationships in the future, so that they don't even try. I'm not suggesting that Mr. Fantastic is doing that intentionally, but unwittingly, I think that there's a lot of content creators who are using subversive war tactics, really, on their own people.
It's my
It's open.
my
Yeah,
reply.
it's open. It's open.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So it's funny. That's kind of my lane, the whole military aspect of it, you know. And demoralization. That's just not the case here. We're not at war with men. Okay, we're not at war with women. Again, informing men and making them informed of the things how they are is actually the opposite of that, because it lets men know that it's not your fault. You are not the problem. Okay. For far too long, men, but black men specifically. Okay. And this is what I'm saying. You want to say it's not racial, but that's what I'm speaking to. Okay. There's the whole reason we're having here is because you made a definitive statement that all women and all men are suffering with the same thing because all women are the same.
No, I said that you were coping. I said that you were coping, and that these dynamics do apply to everybody.
Okay, and they don't, and that's why. And that's
what
that's
specifically is the part that doesn't apply to that wouldn't apply to me?
Specifically, the rate of marriage. Share my screen, Hamp.
Right, but this is another number. This is another statistic.
Yeah, of course.
You don't think that I'm equipped to understand statistics?
Otherwise, we're just saying our opinions and our feelings. You have to have the numbers exist to set a baseline and to make shit truthful and provable. Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to tell me how you feel and what you think about it.
No, I can deal with statistics. I have a college degree. I know how math works.
Right. So I don't know why you're here trying to debate like it don't matter. But okay, that's the side you chose to take. So stay on that side. So what this says right here, let me enlarge this. Okay. This is what I was telling you, the difference. Black women are more likely to be married than white women until 1970. And then you see it raise and it stops at 2010. It's gotten even higher since then. Okay.
Sure.
All right. More than 5 times the rate, okay, than what white women were. And when it comes to not being married, this is something that white women are not suffering at the same rate.
Not only am I qualified to understand this statistic, I still don't see what useful. What are you going to do with it that's useful? Are you going to have your son, for instance? Are you going to teach him not to pursue marriage if he wants to get married and have kids when he grows up? Are you going to say no? Look at these statistics.
So to a degree, yeah, I'm going to tell him not to get married before the age of 25. That's going to cut down on your chances. Don't deal with a woman that already has children. Okay, don't deal with a woman that already has children by multiple men. You and her both need to make a certain amount of money. There's a lot of other parameters that black men have to add to the fucking situation for their marriages to work. Okay, there are a lot more things and more factors that come into play for black men to have successful marriages. And even if you have those factors, hold on. Even if you have those things, it's still a lower time of being married than other demographics. If it did not matter, all the numbers would be the same. This is where you destroyed your whole point in the argument. If the numbers didn't matter, the numbers would track the same across all groups. Do you not agree?
I do not agree. And
okay, so now
you're saying that
it makes sense mathematically. Now prove your point, what you just said mathematically. Make it make sense mathematically.
The thing about numbers is that they're sterile and they're models, right? There's nothing about this paradigm that is exclusive to black people being able to understand it. It's a quantitative number, right? We can all deal with quantitative numbers, but you're saying because of this qualitative aspect, me being white, I can't understand the quantitative math. That's just straight up false. You're mixing apples and oranges.
I'm not mixing anything. I literally showed you a chart that just said black women
I
in
understand.
1970 had 5 times the rate of never being married, and it still increased past.
And the fact that we're able to look at this, the fact that we're able to look at this chart together and discuss it together coherently proves that I'm able to understand and discuss these matters.
Okay, no, because you're still refuting. You're saying that the numbers don't matter, so you can't say that you understand it.
These are two different things. One, the numbers don't matter.
One point of clarification, Mr. Fantastic, he can understand the numbers, and if all it takes is numbers to speak on a matter, because we're basing what we're saying off of the empirical data, which is numbers, then it don't matter what color you are because the numbers are the numbers.
No, he's saying that the numbers do not matter regardless across the board.
No, 100%, but that's a separate thing. So then, but he's saying because you base it on numbers, anybody, regardless of race, can understand numbers. But
no, okay. If he's making you can understand the numbers part. No, he can't. He's saying two things at the same time. He can't have it both ways. No, he's trying to backtrack and he's trying to say he was saying something different. When what he meant was, and he said, if you say the numbers don't matter, they don't matter at all. You can't say I can understand them. Well, what are you understanding if they don't matter?
They don't matter. Hold on. I can explain this. Let me explain this. They don't matter. They're not useful in this context. However, if I concede your ground and just meet you where you're at, I can still beat you on your own point and show you that I can understand the numbers. You're saying I can't understand the numbers. I obviously can, but also they're not applicable.
I never said you couldn't understand the numbers. I never said that. That never came out of my mouth.
Okay, repeat your point about
the numbers. Question about the numbers real quick. Do you have context of those numbers? Does the experience matter regarding the numbers? Can you properly discern them without the experience? If you don't deal with black women in those constructs?
Are you asking me or him?
You.
Who's you?
Oh, sorry. Flo's my bad. Flo, right? So does your experience, because you don't have context to those numbers, right? Not
are you sure?
Well, this would be the assumption, right?
This is the assumption, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my question
based on that assumption, go ahead. Sorry.
So without context, since math is quantitative and it's contextless, yes, I could understand it in that paradigm. Now, if you want to say I can't accurately interpret the numbers, then I would say, how much black women experience do you need? Do you know what school I went to? Do you know who I dated? Is it because my mom isn't black? I mean, where is the dividing line where you're like, this is enough blackness, this is not enough blackness?
Okay, so the bottom line would be, again, your experience versus the majority of black men. It's highly, highly unlikely. And like you said, it can safely be assumed that you don't have the experience of black men as a white man. Okay, no matter how many black women that you've dated, you don't date more black women than black men. That's just a fucking mathematical anomaly.
I'm looking for a hard inclusion-exclusion divide.
I just said it. I just told you.
No, you didn't. You said most. Like, what's the dividing line? People on this side of the line are in. People on that side are out.
Are you saying a number of them?
I'm right. I'm saying, is there any point at which a white guy has actually had more experience with black people and black women, black culture than some black men?
No,
you don't think some very isolated black people have had less experience with black culture than some urban white people?
No, who raised them?
Okay, so this is it. This is your dividing line. Then.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay. Unless you are a baby that's adopted by a black family at birth or very, very close to it, you as a white person are going to have a hard time having more of experience with fucking black people than a black person does, bro. Come on, why are we even arguing this?
I don't know why we're even arguing this, because again, like I said, it doesn't matter.
You're trying to make these just impossible points that's not getting anywhere.
You're trying to create a sticking point.
Interesting. Hold on. Hold on. Go ahead, Flo. Go ahead.
You're trying to get hung up. You want to exclude me categorically from the conversation because you know that you can't beat me on the conversation. The point about the red pill and about your talking points.
You turned this into a red pill, bro, from this whole thing. And I told you this was about you as a white man trying to tell me as a black man that my experience is the same as yours or similar to yours or so on and so forth. And there's no difference because all women are the same. That's what you said. That's why
my original critique was that your talking points were cope and were harmful to men. I originally said nothing about race at all. You're the one who kept trying to drag it back there.
Okay, exactly. That's why I started. You purposely tried to run from that because you
who initiated. I initiated.
Yeah, okay. You tried to run from that, and you tried to corner me on the red pill shit, but I can still even beat you on this. So, like, I'm gonna say this. Let's stick to the red pill point. Since you want to do that, you're already defeated on the thing. You want to run from the numbers. You say the numbers don't matter at all, but then you say, "Oh, because I can understand the numbers, so it matters." Well, no, motherfucker, you can't say the numbers don't matter and then say because I simply know what a number is 1, 2, 3, fucking 4, 5, 6. Oh, now I can have no. You're not qualified to have a fucking conversation, bro. Okay, if an astrophysicist gave me the fucking data concerning the fucking length of the fucking planets, does that mean I understand the fucking information? No, it don't. So you don't just because you can know the numbers, you can read the numbers, don't mean you understand the fucking numbers because the context matter. The subject matter matters. Okay, if I had, anesthesiologist, right? Anesthesiologist is they have extremely fucking math intensive. Okay, if a fucking anesthesiologist showed me what they needed to do in order to put somebody to sleep, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I can look at the numbers, but I do not know how to calculate those numbers and know the context of those numbers and the reasons for them and the side effects and all these different things. That is what we're talking about here. We're talking about something as serious as fucking relationship dynamics, dating, mating. Okay, people coming together and having fucking relationships, which leads to families, which leads to the growing of a fucking demographic. Okay, and
so what about what is it about the pursuit of a mate and then living within that relationship successfully that you think is distinctly different between black and white people? Don't you think that?
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
I mean, the dynamics, right? Just within one relationship. If you're talking to your son and you're saying like, this is what you need to do to have a happy, healthy relationship. You need to, try to give more than you take from the relationship, for example. That's a paradigm that's going to be universally beneficial to everybody, no matter what the race is. Do you agree?
About what?
That if I were to say a good piece of relationship advice is to try to give more to your partner than you take.
No.
You don't think that that's a good relationship?
No, that's not good relationship advice at all. That's horrible relationship advice. And that's what men have been doing for far too long. And this is why you quote unquote have the red pill. Men have been giving, and women have not been giving in return. Women have not been reciprocating. So it should be, as women say, it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. A woman should be giving just as much as you give. Okay. A woman should be able to fucking step into those gaps reasonably, of course. Okay, to help you.
I disagree. I disagree. Women haven't been giving it.
You asked me a question.
Okay,
and I gave the answer. So when I tell my son he needs to give more than he gets in a relationship, I'll tell you, no, son, that's a bad relationship. That's a woman that does not truly fucking love you because she's willing to put the burden on you to make sure everything is okay, and all she does is sit back and motherfucking put her feet up.
Let me rephrase the advice. I don't think that it should actually be a one-way giving street. I think, though, that if both parties approach the relationship where each one is trying to give the other more than they take, then that relationship will survive. I know that there are women out there.
Statement. You're trying to cover up your tracks.
I'm not trying to cover my. I'm explaining it out. I'm explaining it out. No, it only makes sense that way. I'll tell you what I think. And yes, I that is what I think. Now, fuck, I just lost my train of thought.
It'll come back.
Yeah, okay. There are good women. Do you agree? There's good women out there.
Of course.
Somebody's gonna wife them.
I never said all women are bad.
Somebody's gonna wife them.
No, but no, I don't agree with that. No, because again, that's what I'm saying. Again, so you prove my point. I'm glad you said that. I just showed you the chart that said over 30% of black women will never be married. Black women have the highest rate of never being married. So no, you're back to my original point and you're proving it. That's what I tried to tell you.
Well, presume you don't know that those are the good women, right? We can assume that those are the bad women.
Okay, well, hold on. So if you say that, now you can see it into the point of what I was telling you. Black men have lesser good choices to choose from. That's why we're here. See how this works?
No, we're here because your approach is harmful, not helpful. You keep trying to drag it back into a numbers argument. It's not a numbers argument. It's about.
So I'm telling you. So hold on, wait. Okay, so if you go to a restaurant, right? We go to the same restaurant, all right, but they give us two different menus. Okay, your menu has 50 fucking items on it. Mine only has 5. Who has more options? Obviously, you, right?
Yeah, but the approach doesn't change. The approach of going to the restaurant, looking at the menu, and choosing what you want. Hold on, let me finish. And choosing what you want is best. The behavior that needs to be done is the same.
All right, great. So this is what I'm saying. So this is the thing, right? So out of those 5 items, I don't like any of those items. That's the only thing I have to choose from. You have 50. What's the chances of you finding one thing you want out of 50 compared to my one I want out of 5? 10 times. You have 10 times the opportunity to get. Hold on. You have 10 times. This is why, again, why the numbers matter. Just because you can read the numbers, again, the context is important. So if you have 50 items, I only have 5. You have 10 times more choices and 10 times the chance
is nonsense.
You have something that you like.
Because you don't want to, before somebody's even looked at the menu, you're going to say they ain't shit on there. Don't even bother. That's the takeaway.
That's not. I never said that. I didn't say I didn't get a menu at all. I literally said I no. You can't make that argument for me. Because I
That
literally
is
said,
the advice you're giving.
we have two different
That's the
menus. I didn't say I don't
demoralization.
menu, I
Let
can
him
turn around and walk out the
do me a
restaurant.
favor. Let's do this. Flo, can you go more in depth into that statement?
Yeah. When you talk to people who haven't even looked at the menu and you say there is not shit on here, it's all bad, you're not going to like anything. What you're doing is you're convincing them, even though you don't say it explicitly, you're convincing them to not even bother looking at the menu. When in fact that's the wrong advice. They should be looking at the menu, and they should be looking at it opportunistically, because if we agree that there are some good women and some of them will get married to men, they should have that should be their target. They should be moving towards that. They shouldn't be second guessing themselves or demoralized or trying to figure out and second guess themselves. So my point is that what are young men supposed to do with the information that you give them, except for harm themselves with it?
Okay, so again, I don't understand why you keep saying harm themselves, but again, saving yourself from a unsuccessful relationship too early, or overlooking red flags that men often do, like especially for black men. Again, black men are told something different than what other men are told. It's a package deal. You need to love me in spite of my past. Don't worry about me having multiple kids by multiple different dudes.
That's every race.
It's not every race. It can't be every race at the same rate, because Asians have a very, very small single rate. So
I don't know why you would think that you can understand Asians if I can't. You don't think I can understand blacks?
I didn't cut you off.
You're right. I apologize.
So what tends to happen is, the more prevalent a problem is, the more you hear about it. And being that black people have the highest rate of that problem in this country, we're going to hear it the most. White people are not going to hear it at the same. Asians are not going to hear it at the same. I think Hispanics are fairly close, but then they're more married. So that's what I'm talking about. Again, the numbers matter. No matter how you change this, the numbers determine how you have to approach the even situation. Me and a white dude have two totally different conversations when it comes to, this is what you need to do, son, in order to try and get the best woman you can get to marry. Okay. His options are much lesser. His options are lower. Okay. Just from a numbers standpoint.
It would seem to me that if you don't think I'm qualified to speak on black men's relationship perspectives, that you would also agree that you're not qualified to speak on any other race's relationship perspectives.
I already said that. What are you saying?
Okay, so does that neutralize then your criticism of me even addressing the topic at all? How can you say then that I don't know enough about women? What my dating experience has been?
Black women.
You don't know what it's like to be a white man?
You're right. I never said I did. I never made that claim, but we're not talking about white men here. The numbers we're talking about is not white men numbers. Everything concerning numbers that I brought up today is concerning black people. Originally, when I talked to you and I had to educate you because you did not know, it was about black people. So you keep trying to run from that, because this is what, no matter how you say, it's not just the red pill shit. It's the red pill for black men. Okay. The black manosphere. Rollo Tomasi is the father of the manosphere. Then you have a black manosphere. I would be more so on the black manosphere side. Okay. This
Which
shit
did not,
the board.
It didn't develop independently. They all came out of the same beginning.
It developing differently, independently is like fucking saying Bruce Lee didn't fucking create karate. We know he didn't create karate. He created fucking Jeet Kune Do. So it had
regardless,
a basis, broke off. Hold on, he had a basis, but he broke off of that, and then he started doing his own thing, right?
And it was marketed towards black people, but there really wasn't difference in terms of substance content. Talking points are all the same. The statistics are the same. Just slight tweaks. Y'all cite the same metrics. Women file for divorce 70% of the time.
Okay, and then black men get married the least.
It's always used to cope by the people who use it.
It's a cope. It's not a cope. It's a fact.
Facts can be used as copes.
No, not over here.
Sure they can.
But I'm telling you, not over here.
All right, so hold on. Because there's like a few more things. Because Flo, that coping thing, you said it. We didn't get to that part, but you just now said it. But we the time, and then there was one thing I wanted to ask for Mr. Fantastic though, but I don't want to just You know what I mean? Like we gotta have a set standard with the rules. So we could probably go all night with this shit. You know what I mean? So
your channel is your standard.
I know, but I just want to be maybe I don't know, maybe we'll do some type of support thing. Let me see what's in the super chats. Because that's one thing that you said before that we definitely have to expound on. All right, let me read the super chats real quick. Aaron with the $2 says, are white people having kids out of wedlock like us? Well, this is $2. This don't qualify. Lee, what's up? Salute. My brother Lee for renewing that membership. Dre with the $2 says, stats don't matter, niggas are coping. Jay Miller with the $5. I guess Flo doesn't have problem with women because he gives them whatever they want. Uncut, what up though with the $5 says, Jay Miller, salute, bro. Uncut was popping with the $5 says, uses stats created by predominantly white establishments for years, then tells white people they can't understand and interpret them. Happy New Year. So we have an actual question here. Let me get my C Moses. What's good, my brother? I was just thinking about you the other day too. Perfect. Salute my brother C Moses in the building with the 20 ball. He says, good format. Thank you, my G. Salute to brother Moses for the first 20 ball of the day. Didn't fit. Aaron with the $2. The chat proving y'all love who agree with y'all. And one with the $2 says, red pill been over, all about crying about women. Aaron with the $5 says, the men who started the manosphere is white and married. It started really the 21 conventions of white American and European men helping singles and divorced. All right, so we have a question from our brother Will. Will, what's good? Perfect. Will's question at fantastic. If black people should primarily define and discuss the state of their own relationships, why do red pill followers constantly use Middle Eastern cultures as a benchmark?
Okay, what red pill followers are you talking about? And then, like you said, we talking about the manosphere or the black manosphere? Again, I'm more familiar with the black manosphere. We're not Muslims. We're not in the thing. I think you would most likely you're referring to, Myron from Fresh and Fit, who actually comes from Arab culture or, something very, very close to it, if I remember right. And I don't subscribe to him. And most black men don't subscribe to him. They have more of a white audience than black, even though they pretend to be black dudes. So, I don't know why the red pill followers constantly use Middle Eastern. Yeah, it's not a true statement.
Okay, so you reject his assumption or assertion here.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in terms of what he's saying, right? It's often touted how Middle Eastern women are in order, how they have better conduct, how they submit to their men, and black women, Western women do not. So I do hear that argument quite often. And so it seems comparative. Oftentimes we also hear the Asian woman comparative as well. We even use them to say they date out the most, right? So there are comparison amongst women. Otherwise, how will we know how poor the conduct of black women is unless we put them up against other women? So I do hear that a lot. What do you think about that?
Yeah, like I said, from black men, I don't hear it a lot from black men. I hear it from red pill content creators, yes. But
Okay.
I'm specifically talking about black men, the black experience or whatever. I don't represent the whole fucking red pill shit community. I don't even prescribe to be quote unquote red pill. Okay. Like I said, I understand the black man's fucking dynamic, what the black man has to go to relationship wise, life wise, and a lot of other shit. Okay. The red pill shit is just something that, like I said, is about a truthful statement. And we having a debate about red pills. So that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Flo, you want to take a stab at this? I know it's fantastic. But what do you think about what's said here?
I mean, I didn't realize it was Middle Eastern cultures. I've heard more East Asian cultures, but regardless, it is reaching across cultures to look at how other women treat their men. Yeah, I mean, again, I think that this is just another demonstration of how this is not a race or culture specific phenomenon, and it can be talked about in any variety of races or across races or however. Also, again, I just want to reiterate, my criticism had nothing to do with the black component. That's a straw man defense that keeps getting set up. My criticism was on the utility and the purpose of the content. Like basically, he's giving negative figures and explaining them in negative ways without giving any useful prescriptions.
Okay. All right. You know what? Okay. Let me see. Let's get these questions and then maybe we'll go one more bonus round. All right. See, Moses with a 20 ball says the year is 2035, and hypothetically, I would assume the year is 2035, and everyone has been equipped with enough factual information to make the best decisions. What is the state of the culture as it pertains to male and female relationships, marriage, work, entertainment, etc.?
In America is extremely divided, tumultuous.
Mr. Fantat, you see it though?
Yeah.
So it's 2035 and it's hypothetical.
Is it hypothetical? I think he just made a mistake.
I think he meant a hypothetical, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he made a mistake.
Moses, are you trying to make a height? Let me ask him real quick. He should be in the chat.
Yeah, in the chat.
Is it hypothetical? Meaning 2035, 10 years from now, we have all the information you could possibly have to make the best decisions. What is the state of the culture as it pertains to male and female relationships? So work, marriage, entertainment, etc.
Okay, so hypothetical 10 years from now. Okay. So well, if nothing changes, it's still what I said. If there's not a major change in the interaction between men and women from 2025 to 2035, it's going to be a much degraded situation. Like it's going to be a lot of conflict. There's going to be, even right now, I think they gave the numbers for 2024. America has the lowest birth rate it's ever had in history. So there continues to be a divide. And since we're going forward from the data that we have now, you have to track the data as it has been previously, correct? So tracking the data and the things, the rate of marriage, less marriages, divorce rates, and all these different things, it will be negative. What we saying? So that's what I'm saying. From his marriage point, it's definitely bad. Work points. We just had a whole.
Let me see if I can help formulate it. We all have enough factual information to make the best decisions. As it pertains to marriage, what are men doing 10 years from now, having all the information they need to make the best decision?
Not getting married.
They're equipped.
Not getting married.
Black men. They're not getting married?
Yeah, not getting a state sanctioned marriage, no.
At all.
Not state sanctioned, no.
What would the percentages be?
Tracking to what it is. I mean, people still don't understand. That's another thing about the numbers. We're being held up by the remaining boomers and older Gen Xers. So I would surmise in another 5 to 10 years, we would see the true marriage numbers of Black people. And I think then we'll be somewhere around very, very low, if not teens, when it comes to the marriage rate for Black people.
Okay. The men, what would you surmise their dating out percentage to be? Right now, it's what, 15%?
Yeah, I would say we would go from I think 20% to maybe 30.
30%?
Yeah.
30 substantial? Is 10% increase substantial?
Oh, very substantial. Because Black that would be almost close to what Asian women do. Because I think Asian women have the highest dating out thing, like 31% or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, that would be extremely substantial.
What's the state of Black women as it pertains to marriage and relationships?
It's just going to get worse. They're already the least married demographic. They have more divorces than marriages, and there's nothing showing that they're changing that around. So unless you had something to show that they were trending in a positive fashion, it would make mathematical sense to assume or to, you know what I'm saying, project that it would be in the positive.
Do you see them dating out at higher percentages?
No, well, higher, yes. It is. I think theirs went up maybe 1 or 2% or whatever. Yeah, but still not getting married, and you know what I mean, still having kids, not getting married, all these different things. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Flo. Same hypothetical.
Yeah. So I think that if people are equipped factual information, that would include cause and effect information, right? Facts about cause and effect. This caused good marriage, this caused bad marriage. I think that there's a lot more. I think everything is better, right? Because we know what we've been doing wrong, we know what to do right, and we realize that for whatever reason, it's not logical to want kids in a family. However, people do, and I think that being armed with this excellent factual information will give people the tools to pursue the things that they want.
So you see an increase in
marriage, yes.
In marriage, you do.
For
people all races.
Yeah.
Because what's the
because
why? Restate.
Because the reason is because if we have perfect, if we've got this factual information, I assume that it also includes information about cause and effect. This is why X, this is why Y. So we'll understand better what causes good and bad relationships, and how to avoid the bad ones and pursue the good ones.
Okay, so your assumption in the hypothetical is now that people understand the root cause, people would fix the root causes and therefore
Right.
be married at higher rates.
I would see an increase in marriage across the board, but a dramatic reduction in divorce, right? So if marriage increases 20%, divorce would just probably fall off at 80, assuming we understand all this stuff.
Okay. I understand it. Mifaz, you want to say something?
Yeah. So the problem with that is he's just stating his feelings. What information is going to change? What is going to change from now to 10 years later from now? All the information is available now. The same things he said the numbers didn't matter is available. The numbers that tell you, hey, if you get married at this age, it's going to be less likely.
No.
So all the information, there's not going to be any new information that comes out between now and 2035 that people don't have access to. We have one of these. Hold on, stop. Well, I didn't cut you off, not once. I
thought you were done. Go ahead.
I definitely wasn't.
Go.
So everyone has one of these in their fucking hands, in their possession. We're on the internet right now. We live in the age of fucking information. Anything you want to find out about marriage, about relationships, and so on and so forth is available to you now. So this hypothetical to me says, okay, we know, and people actually start fucking, I guess paying attention or whatever. And now 10 years from now, what do we do from this point? Nothing changed. We've had the same information now for fucking years. All right. And it's only gotten worse. People don't give a fuck. They don't care. All right. Women, especially. Women do not want to get married. Women want to motherfucking just have kids and have the benefits of getting paid for whatever. And that's just the fucking facts. And that's what the numbers say. It's not my opinion. It's not cope. It's not the evil things you're telling the men. I'm just telling you what the women are doing. And the numbers support that. Now I'm done.
The numbers don't do anything to teach anybody how to have a good relationship, does it? The statistics on divorce don't explain how to talk to girls, how to get along with girls, how to have a marriage, how to co-parent, how to manage a household together. People are still completely left in the dark about this. This is the information that I assume in the future we will understand better. Not just an updated figure for who files for divorce first. Yield.
Okay, great. So the question is, how do you talk to girls? Go.
Well,
how's that the question?
Well. So let's do this.
You made a declarative statement. You made
I'm not in 2035, and I don't have perfect information right now.
You don't need to be in 2035 because we're coming from here. It's 10 years later. This would account a year moving forward. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you the question again. Whether it be here or whatever, I think it would be pretty much be similar to what it would be 10 years from now. How do you talk to girls? Go.
That's not a relevant question. In the future, I backed off when you were talking. In the future, when we have perfect information, I'm not saying that I have perfect information now. You're asking me for perfect information. Don't have it.
Move on, bro. This is just ridiculous, dog. This is ridiculous, dog. The man keep making statements and running from every statement he's saying and trying to flip it. But okay, whatever. Well, what we talking about? Work next.
Well, I mean, I think we mined this out enough. Unless y'all want to continue down this particular.
I don't see anything noteworthy in work, entertainment.
Yeah, and I think I understand each of you guys' stances. I think Mr. Fantastic is saying the trends are the trends, and those trends will continue to trend upward because seemingly they've been trending as such from the past 10 years or so. So why would it change? Flo's saying if we have all the factual information to make the best decisions, that would include the catalyst for where we are. In which case, if you can understand the catalyst for where we are, you can do something about it. And then those things that are seemingly negative, we can get to the root cause, remedy them, and then turn them into positives.
I feel like I'm answering the question as it's posed.
Yeah, but the problem with it is still, like I said, inferring and understanding that the information now will be the same information available 10 years from now. What is going to change? You're still basing it, like I said, off of the trends. Hold on. You're still basing it off you're a wise person, a smart person, an analytical person will have to base the outcome by the trends that are here that are determined by the numbers. Okay. What new information is going to come out and relationship wise that isn't already here? There is none. This fucking state
that's literally built into the question. It's built into the question right there. When we have enough factual information.
Okay, so I'm saying, so thank you for proving my point and helping me win this fucking argument. I say we have enough factual information now.
The question creates a paradigm in which we don't.
No, it doesn't. No, has been equipped with enough. It
Moderator, what do you think?
It don't say we currently don't. It said has been equipped with, and I'm making the declaration that we already have been. It gives you a 10-year gap from this point on. So the fact that you're acknowledging the 10 years, saying that this is the starting point, okay? We're starting from here. We're not even considering the thousands and hundreds of years before that. We're just saying from here on, okay? So even that makes my point even better. With just a 10-year gap of the information we have here, that's not going to motherfucking be anything that's also fucking outstanding and different when it comes to fucking human relationships, interactions, marriages. It's going to be the same. People learn what the fuck to do, even though it's already available to you. And now what happens 10 years later?
So why bother putting 2035 in the question at all?
Huh?
Then why would they bother putting 2035 in the question at all?
It's 10 years. He literally said it in the thing. 10 years from now. What are you talking about?
Well, so Mr. Fantastic, here's where the disconnect lies. I think between you guys answering the question, we have enough factual information to make the best decision. Would that include the root cause of where we are?
All of that information is available now, Hemp. That's my argument. All is there. It tells you if you get married at a certain age, this is gonna happen. If you don't make enough money, this is gonna happen.
So are you saying
if you have a history of being married to somebody already, this is what's gonna happen.
Okay,
All the factors that affect divorce and affect the longevity of a marriage are there. It's already here.
So you're saying the numbers that how the numbers are now are predicated on us understanding the baseline. The reason for it all.
The answer is in the numbers. The numbers clearly tell you what to do or what not to do to have the best successful marriage.
And Flo, you're saying that we don't actually know the root cause of a lot of this. So why these issues are being exacerbated.
I'm saying that in the way that the question is asked, it assumes that in the future we will have better information than we do now. If that were not the case, there would be no reason to even say in the year 2035.
Okay, and my question to you was, what better information would there be? You're purposely doing this. It's this whataboutism and what ifism.
Okay, wait. All right, wait. So you're saying that? So, Mr. Fitzhaz, you agree that he's saying we have all the best information necessary in 2035, but your argument is, what better information will we have then that we don't already have?
Yeah, what's going to, and then you can't even include 2035 because 2035 is the outcome, is the end date. So it's saying at 2035, what happens at that point? We're not starting at 2035. What happens with the knowledge that we know and so on and so forth in 2035 was, again, I'm eliminating the hundreds and thousands of years that precedes 2025. I'm saying we got a 10-year gap to figure this out. That's how he read the question. He said 10 years from now. When we asked was it hypothetical or not, he specifically said 10 years from now. So I'm taking it to the context of what he answered in the chat when we was questioning whether it was a typo or was it fucking 2035. So you can't say, oh, well, at 2035, the information to be available. No, he's talking about the outcome starting at 2035.
Flo, final thought on this one?
I'm just not sure how. I'm not sure how that question would be different than if he just asked, "What is the state of culture in 10 years?" But he set it up with the when everyone has been equipped with factual information to the best, right? Which assumes that it's different than now. So
Yeah.
I disagree on the question. I've been kind of scrolling through the chat looking to see if he's down there to clarify it, but I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. Okay. So it's almost like Mr. Fantastic like rejects it but
He's,
yours, yeah,
he's rejecting the question. And
yeah.
I guess I would answer his question. What would we know then? And the way I'd respond to that is, I don't know what I don't know.
Exactly. What aboutism? What ifism? You're not even having a debate. You're just saying, oh, it could be anything, and you're not taking a stance.
No, I took a stance. I definitely took a stance.
You don't know what you don't know is not a stance, bro.
It is.
You
But
don't
if we've
know what
got
you don't know is not a
got more factual information than we have now, presumably we can make better decisions with it.
And I specifically asked you the question, what more could there be from what we already have? You running from that question because you know there's no answer to it. We already have
Because we
everything.
can't know what we don't know.
Okay,
But
and
obviously we don't have enough information to make good relationships.
Well, the thing about it is, so we're building on the question itself from C. Moses that maybe has a flaw in it, right? And then we're trying to hold each other to that, where maybe that question, where both of you guys are justifying in how you answer it, right? Because we don't know what we don't know. And then Mr. Fantastic, you saying we already know enough, so it's hard to like hold each other to it. So maybe your answers, it's okay if they're independent from proving each other right or wrong.
See, Moses just pat us on the head and put us back on the short bus down there. He's gonna let them move on. They had the best conversation they could.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Kind of. So, Ms. Bell's in the building with a 20 ball, says both men. Another hypothetical. Give advice to a 34-year-old black man considering marriage to a 29-year-old black woman. Number 1 through 10. Flo and Mr. Fantastic.
5.
1.
5. It's 5. You want to go first, Flo? Or you want me to?
Sure. I mean, this is a really broad question, but generally, I am pro family. I'm pro marriage. I'm pro monogamy. Not because I think that marriage specifically is a technical benefit, but because I think it's cultural. It's social and culturally important to not just the woman, but also extended family, parents, children get to say that their parents are married, things like that. That is coming from someone who's been divorced. I don't think that you should go into it stupidly. I don't think that you should go into it emotionally. I don't think that you should marry the first chick you knock up. But I do. I mean, we can look at studies and see that, for instance, married men make more money than divorced men or single men. Right? There's also well-being benefits for the kids. So, without any additional information in this question to go on, I would suggest that they do it, but be smart about it and not reactive.
Cool. It's fantastic.
34-year-old man, black man. Okay, he left that out again. I guess he can't even do it in the super chat. Okay, so I would tell a 34-year-old black man considering marrying a 29-year-old black woman, don't get married by the state. Make sure that in order to better your chances, neither one of you should have been married previously. I think you guys have to make both of you should have a college degree. Both of you need to make, I think, like more than the median income. Well, actually, no. If we go by what Kevin Samuel said, hell, $200,000. So yeah, you need to have a combined $200,000 income household in order for you to have the best chance of staying married successfully as two black people. The numbers matter.
So what you gonna tell them?
Don't get married by the state. Don't get to me 34. I mean that's the marriage age. I think it starts with what black people on average get married at 32, I believe. So it's somewhere between that window. But I don't believe in state sanctioned marriage. So I would say, hey, I do believe in monogamous relationship. I do believe in quote unquote spiritual marriages or whatever, or trust and things like that of that nature. But I would not tell him or would strongly advise him getting married states in with a state license.
Gotcha. Okay, so you guys differ on that pretty well. Go ahead, Flo. We can't hear you though.
So yeah, I'd just like to throw something back at that. In today's world, so in a perfect world, I would agree with Mr. Fantastic about the state sanctioned marriage. I'm not a fan of the state being involved in people's personal business, but we don't live in a perfect world, and that is not, for a lot of reasons, that's not actually considered a marriage in the legal sense. You don't have all the same benefits, and if you do break up, that marriage also provides the foundation for custody discussions. Whereas if you're just boyfriend and girlfriend and you split up, custody is a lot harder to even initiate. And I'm speaking from personal experience there. And I think that that's a good thing. I mean, probably a good thing for most people with regards to the custody stuff, because it clears up a lot of that ambiguity in the gray area where either parent's allowed to do anything and neither parent has really any prioritization.
Okay. Can understand that. I guess the question is just from off and thank you to Ms. Bells. It's fantastic. How do you secure or procure, I may be more appropriate, those benefits that state sanctioned marriage does have realistically?
Trust. I'm trying to remember what they call. So what people don't understand and people don't know, because you never had to do it before. When you had the reason why people of the LGBT community were fighting so hard to get
marriage right,
marriage recognized, is because you still could do those things. It just took more steps. So they were still able to get people added on to life insurance policies and work benefits and things. There's just more steps that you had to take. Again,
sure.
And it's true.
I agree with that.
All right, thank you. So he just acknowledged it. And I appreciate him for being honest and acknowledging that. So what I'm saying, even though he said it, that's my point. People are just lazy. Fuck it, too lazy. Men are too lazy to do the necessary steps to better protect ourselves. And men need to become more knowledgeable of the alternate avenues to state sanctioned marriage to secure a relationship, so that you're better protected than having to worry about divorce and all these different things and whatnot, what have you. So those options are there. They've been there for a while. People just don't know about them because we've never been informed, because you didn't have to go those routes to use them.
I got you. I just and I hear it, right? But that is a point that is slightly enlightening, right? The fact that they fought so hard for those rights, because the assumption is you can get them elsewhere. And I don't see them as lazy, considering they fought so hard for those rights. So are we sure that you can get all those benefits, or was there a very specific reason why they fought so hard for the said benefit of getting married? You see what I'm saying, right? Like because it doesn't seem like lazy, right? They fought hard as shit to get the.
I'm saying men are lazy. I'm not saying they were lazy.
Okay.
I'm saying because they were going through the steps. They were the people that were finding the ways to do it, the quote unquote, the harder way, the more difficult way, because they had to. So this was definitely being done because they talked about it. You just have to look, and it of course it varies state by state or whatever, so on and so forth. But there are options available, right? So I'm not calling the group of people lazy. I'm saying men are, because men could just go to doing what those people were doing, and then still not be bound by the state and so on and so forth. And
Got you. Okay. Hey man, y'all did a hell of a job. There's one thing I have to touch on before we skedaddle, unless we get any more questions. The coping thing. Like that. Because that, you said it a couple times. We initially had the back and forth. And so this is a bonus round of my doing. I humbly apologize to everyone for keeping us here for another 10 minutes or so. But the coping thing, Flo, you said it numerous of times and didn't quite expound on it. if you don't mind, I'll run the timer for a little bit so we don't go too far into it, or waste, not waste, but take up all you guys' time. I appreciate y'all being here.
Sure.
Can you go into that if you don't mind?
Yeah, I mean, it's what I've observed is that damn near 100% of the time, whenever you hear people bringing up these statistics, it is almost always in a self-soothing scenario. In which case, either the misery pimps are selling cope to an audience that needs to buy the cope from them, or it's the audience taking the excuse that they've gotten from a trusted authority, and then use that to justify their own failure as not their fault. Not my fault. Women suck. Or to say it's not even a problem that they've failed with women. It's actually the responsible thing, because if you look at women file for divorce much percent of the time. So it's definitely a way of enabling. In my perspective, it's a way that men are enabled to make bad decisions for themselves.
Okay.
It's justification in a nutshell. I yield.
So again, man, this is the easiest thing to say. Disqualify people by using these buzzwords, right? Oh, you're coping, and all these different things and whatnot, what have you. I don't understand how you can be coping if men are still out here being sexually active, successfully. They're still dealing with women on their own terms, and you simply just state the facts that the numbers support. He stated himself, he's anti-red pill. He's been at it for a year. He's a crusader that's trying to save the world and the women and the men and everybody else, even though he's divorced, right? Which clearly, again, even he's a part of the numbers that he say don't exist and don't matter. This is wild. It writes itself, right? And me simply informing the men that are uninformed, okay, is somehow cope. It's not cope, bro. Again, for black men specifically, and I'm going to speak to that again. Black men have been told for the last 40 years, ain't, can't, don't, won't. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. You don't take care of your kids. You don't make enough money. You're all locked up. You're all in jail. All these things that are untrue. Okay. And I'm here to tell black men that you are not the problem. That's what I'm here to do. Okay. I will proudly pick up that fucking sword, that motherfucking cross, whatever you want to call it, and let black men know. Look at the numbers, bro. Okay. You have to overcome shit when it comes to relationships, dating, mating, that other people don't have to fucking go through. And the rhetoric that you're hearing from the women you're attached to and you're trying to get in these relationships with is bullshit. That's what I'm here to do. It's not cope. Not cope at all. Okay. There's too many brothers out here that tell the experiences that they had. Okay. So I can't have different brothers from all different walks of life, all different regions, all different age groups having the same issues and problems. It's not cope. Okay. And helping men navigate some shit to understand from being from being demoralized within your own race, to where I always told that you're not enough and what you're doing isn't sufficient. Okay, even when you're outperforming other demographics, is just bullshit. And I can't sit by and no longer let this shit happen.
Men, I'm not saying men are the problem either. Men aren't the problem. They're the solution. If there's a problem out here, it's one that is overcomable. They don't need to be bogged down by it. It's an internal locus control that I'm saying is important for people to overcome these issues that are on the horizon. But when you don't give people an internal locus of control, when you just put the problem outside of them as something that is independent of them, outside of their control, and is ever looming, right? That does nothing to empower them. It does the opposite. It demoralizes and it leaves them in a worse place. But it does soothe them, and that's why the men that need it, that the men that this is the most harmful to, will be the ones that are the most eager to accept it. Yield.
Yeah, that's an assumption that all men take information the same way, and that men can't.
Well, let me ask this. When I'm hearing it, I'm thinking path of least resistance. is that a better understanding of like kind of what would you say about that? Fantastic. So essentially, if they don't have access, tell them that men aren't the problem, women ain't shit. Now they justify to not having access, therefore they don't approach, they don't go out there because it ain't them, and it's easier just to say, you know what, Mr. Fantastic said these bitches ain't shit, so fuck them. Does a path of least resistance resonate at all, just in terms
No.
of what Flo's saying?
No, because now you just shoot your shot and you disregard the rejection because you know she's not rejecting you more so for you than just whatever presumptions and pre-made up bullshit that she did. I'm not telling men at all to abstain from women. Okay, I'm Mr. Get to the bottom of that pussy. All right, I'm here to tell black men, hey, get the best motherfucking deal out of these interactions with women. And we know that all men want fucking sex. So don't be out here giving your money, your resources, your time to a woman that's not willing to give you sex, especially when you're attached to the women that have had the fucking most sex and children compared to everybody motherfucking else. Okay. The highest rate of fucking children, the highest rate of fucking children with multiple men. So there's no way a woman's going to come to me, as a black woman's going to come to a black man and be like, I'm celibate or I'm saving myself or whatever the fuck. Get the fuck out of here. You got a kid. Okay. So what I'm telling black men to do is shoot your shot. And if you get motherfucking turned down, don't take the shit personal. Don't listen to none of the fucking bullshit she got to tell you for the most part. If you have your shit together, if you a bum ass motherfucker that's living in your mama's basement and you broke or whatever, of course, brother, improve yourself. But that's not the problem. We're having blue collar and even white collar men be told that they're not good enough because they're not making $100,000+, $150,000, $200,000 a year, and all these different things from women that have the lowest motherfucking net worth, like in the fucking country. We talking about, and the highest student loan debt.
Okay, Flo, you got anything on that?
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic, you're a big guy. Were you an athlete?
Of course.
Did you do visualization before games?
No.
You never did visualization. Where your coach led you through a guide. All right. Well, for those who know what visualization is, it's where you generally the coach has the whole team chill, close their eyes, say at the game tomorrow, this is what's going to happen, and basically talks them through a guided meditation about what the game will be like. It's always overly optimistic. It's never pessimistic, but realistic. And I think that's what I'm talking about is if you're coaching a young man to go out and have success with women, you want to empower him to go succeed because there is opportunity for success out there. You don't want to undermine his confidence. The other thing I would say is that to the money point, I hear a lot of dudes claim that you need to have money to get women. I fully reject that. Science shows that women fuck broke dudes constantly all the time. And also, I believe in people building together as a stronger foundation for a lasting relationship than when the money is already established before the relationship.
And again, this is why I'm talking about the black man's situation is unique. The queens of the not having going 50-50 for black women, the evidence shows it, the numbers show it. Black people have the lowest household income because you cohabitate the least. You marry together the least, combine your money together the least, or so on and so forth, because black women demand that black men be a finished product. Okay. You've had scholars, okay, such as Dr. Umar that said this, okay. A psychologist, actual licensed psychologist, not just one on TV, okay, that have made the assessment that black women want a black man when he's the finished product. They do not want to build with a black man. They don't want him when he's broke, dusty, and whatever else, okay. So that again, and the fact of the matter that we marry at the latest age of demographic and marriage are black people. So everything I'm saying are supported by the numbers that you claim do not matter. Okay. The numbers matter. Black people, black men, straight black men's experience is totally different from any other demographic of men in this country, bro. And that's all I got. That's it.
I don't really have anything else to respond to that. I will maintain that the numbers don't have utility here, but we're just gonna go around that circle again and again. Ham went to take a shit.
Or something. You muted. In the meantime, between time, man, y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
My bad. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most, man. Damn, this is awesome. I think we have more than enough to go off to see who seemingly made better points, but I think you guys both made pretty substantive points. I think we have one more question. Let me see. Let's answer this one real quick. Will with the 20 bosses, can you point to a single statistical metric that would suggest that the quote-unquote black red pill space has yielded positive outcomes for its followers? You're on mute.
Yeah, so I don't know. You have to tell me what you would consider a positive outcome. I mean, like I said, black men, more black men are in the middle class than black women. I mean, black men are increasing in their involvement in skills trades. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's positive to me, but I'm pretty sure you probably try to disqualify it to say that's not a substantive answer. But yeah, I mean, black men making more money than what you were making previously. So I don't know.
Okay, I don't know if Flo can necessarily answer this one.
I don't have a single statistical metric. No.
I guess let me see if I can help. Is it in let's say he's like in terms of relationships or at the very least dealings with women?
Yeah, no, whatever. That would be a loaded question, because now you're holding black men responsible for the entirety of black male, black female interactions and relationships, when the numbers point more to the negative for black women than black men. Again, I'll say this. Y'all keep saying the numbers don't matter, but there are over 500,000 more married black men than black women. So if that's the case, black men can't be the problem from a relationship standpoint.
Okay.
Well, then that would suggest, if you're correct, then that would suggest that if men aren't the problem, that they cannot be the solution, right?
No, actually, if you're not the problem, you're better suited to be the solution. What are you talking about?
Well, then
sneak that in there.
Well, then why wouldn't they? Doesn't it? If the women are creating the problem, doesn't it suggest that they're doing it in spite of the men?
Yeah.
Okay. So why haven't men successfully prevented them from causing problems?
Because they don't want them to. They have free will as women in the United States of America.
So free will is the problem.
Man. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing?
So free will. So women shouldn't have freedom. What the fuck?
I never said they shouldn't. Now here you go again trying to bullshit. I never said that. You can't counter my argument. So now you go way out left field to something I never suggested.
You're the one that pulled in free will as a cause of the problem, as a source of the problem.
The question. You asked me a question, I answered it.
So is it really a problem then? If is this relationship paradigm preferable or less preferable to one in which, I don't know, women were property?
Okay, well, no. You said you're for family, right? And marriage is a family, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if marriage and family are a good thing, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if black men, there are more black men that are married than black women, black men are holding up their end of the deal, correct? They're creating more stable families, correct? The answer is yes.
So,
just like it being yes, correct. All right. So if black women, so hold on. So if black women refuse to fucking marry the black men that are finding a way to get married to somebody, create these stable families, who's in the wrong?
I didn't understand the line of questioning.
So let me help you out.
Does this have something to do with
ask him again. Ask him again, Ms. Fantastic.
So being that the black men are married, they're marriageable. We would agree, correct?
Sure.
All right. So, but they're married to 500,000 non-black women. Okay. All right. There are 1 million more black women than black men. Okay. All right. There are less black women married than black men. So who is the problem here? Because we know, like you said, I think you alluded to this earlier.
So you're saying there's a surplus of black women?
No, it's not just a surplus. It's not just that there's a surplus. They're lesser than them that's married. Even when you match the percentages up, it's not because of the surplus. Black men are marrying out at a higher rate. They're choosing other women to marry because they're more marriageable. Because black women don't meet the criteria that and the outcomes aren't going to be successful for you to be married to a black woman. That's what the numbers say. That's what the numbers tell you.
Okay, I don't know how that's relative to the question I was asking, or how that's actually even a men's issue. If black men are finding somebody to marry that they're happy with, then this isn't a black men's issue. Then this is actually a black woman's issue, right?
Yeah, which affects
which affects black women, because what you just said is black men are getting married.
Yeah.
So why do black men need to be warned about black women not being married if that doesn't affect them?
Ask black women that. Black women keep saying black men aren't married enough. This what you don't understand. That's what I keep trying to tell you. You don't understand this. Black men get accused of not being married. Black men don't. The claim that black women make is that black men don't want to be married, even though there are more black men married than black women. So what happens is you have the people that are the problem telling black men we are the problem, and that's not the point. That's what I'm saying. So that's why it's a black male problem, because within the race, intraracially, you have one group that's not holding up their end of the bargain, trying to place the blame on the people that are doing what needs to be done. That's why.
I don't see how any of this is at all a useful pushing blame game. What is any of this bickering do anybody any good for?
And bro, you really good with the fucking like the buzzwords, bro, bickering or whatever. So now
bickering not a buzzword.
You said when you said yourself, okay, you like conceded so many points and proved my point so many times just out of your own speech, bro. And I gotta point this shit out again. You said that families are important, okay? You said that. You said that marriage is important, okay? So even though there are 500,000 more black men fucking married than black women, that means, again, you still have what I think is 50 something percent of black men, 50+% of black men that aren't, okay? And those men aren't because they don't have the black women to match up, and those women aren't marriageable. You have most of those black men cannot match up with enough single childless black women to the number of black men that are single and childless, bro.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that your goalposts have wheels on them. I'm not sure whose problem you're even addressing at this point. If black men are getting married to other races, and the issue that you're addressing is just how to respond to black women who are complaining to them who they're not married to. The whole thing just moved around a bit. Originally, the whole discussion you've been trying to set up black men to make smart marriage decisions, right? Not to defend themselves from criticism of women that they aren't married to. Yield.
You make a point.
So, yeah. So essentially, if we're getting married at almost 8% more, and there's a million more of them than us, 30%. So what we 33% married
overall, or black men?
Black men.
Black men is like 33%, something like that.
I guess if black men have been succeeding, getting married and married other races, why all the fuss about black women? Because is it to arm them against black women or edify them regarding black women so they could be more successful with black women?
No. It's to counteract the propaganda that's being the demoralizing propaganda that Flow State mentioned earlier. To black men are the issue and the problem for the lack of marriage and families in the black community. That's what it's for. Okay. Even though 33% of black men are married, that means what? 67% are not. Okay. And if we want a better outcome, that statistics say, married households or at least cohabitating households with two healthy adults in it versus fucking single parent households, right? Especially single mother households, which are the worst outcome for children. Okay. And black people have the highest level of fucking single mother households, which has the worst outcomes. Well, that means black men need to, of those 67% that are available, you need to have the majority of them married. But if the women they have to choose from, the majority of those women they have to choose from already have children, and a substantial amount of those women already have children by multiple men, how are we ever going to raise the numbers to where we have these households and families and children when the women are already got kids, or they don't, and they got kids, or they don't want to be married?
So what is the percentage of black women that have kids?
62% or 61% of black women have children.
So single, not married, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, just all included of all women.
And then
married or not married, 61%.
And then 50%, was it 50% of black men or 49? What's the number?
52% of black men don't have kids.
Okay, so 10% difference or so?
Yes.
Okay. So Flo, when he's looking at all these numbers and things of that nature, the majority of people do not date outside their race. So if it is deemed, right, that black women are unmarriageable, isn't this important to call out or clarify, since the majority of people do marry within their own race? And just going down, you see, I'm just walking down the premise.
I don't see who it would be important for. How would that be useful? You could use it to suggest that black men exclude black women as marriage potential. I don't think anybody would agree with that. That's a good plan. I don't know. I just don't know what you do with it then that people would agree this is a good way to utilize this information.
Okay. I see. So you're saying like, so people are being edified with this information, but can't apply it. Because what do they apply it to? Like, how would they use it essentially?
How would you use it? And also, if I'm going out in the world and I want to meet, if I'm a man and I want to meet a woman of my race, regardless of the statistics, right? There are good women of my race out there. And it would behoove me to have the mindset that I can find them so that I do find the good ones instead of trip over my own feet before I get off the starting line.
Yeah, I see that as your sentiment, where essentially, like with the menu thing, and then we can wrap it. With the menu thing, though, they're already assuming the menu is trash. So regardless if it has 5 options or 50, they're like, this menu sucks. Never having eaten from it or looked in it.
You guys don't know the glory of having raisins in your potato salad.
Get the fuck out of here. So I hear that. I heard that part, Mr. Fantastic. Like the young boy not even looking in the menu because
they are though. They are.
Here's I'm just trying to understand it, right? So if my OGs told me something, I'm going with that. If they told me, yo, you have to do X, Y, and Z, I'm generally not going to do a whole bunch of research after that as a young boy. They the OGs for a reason. I respect them for a reason. They showed us good shit or bad shit for a reason. But they said, this is how you do X. This is how we do X. We very rarely question it. So when I hear that, I understand it from being a young boy once.
Yeah, until it came to women.
What you mean?
Exactly what I said. You listened to everything they said until it came to women. You did whatever the fuck you wanted to do or your dick told you to do. More likely than not. So that's the dynamic that everybody seems to throw to the side, as if, men are just going to.
Like for instance, you don't sleep over her house. They taught us that. You don't bring her to your house. They taught us that. You back in her driveway just in case you got to get up out of it. They taught so like people know how to move. Like they taught you how to move.
Majority, minority. This might be risky.
Majority.
Cap.
The old heads? We ain't listen to them like that.
No, hell no. Stop it.
I agree with Fantastic on this one.
Okay. No.
I'm just trying to say,
everything goes out the window when it comes to vagina, bro.
I've seen niggas risk their life, but it's definitely a minority
Nah.
Risking it.
Well, risking their life, yeah. Risking their life, yeah. About to die, yeah. But just stupid shit or whatever, and like not going to her crib, bro. Niggas done got caught in girls' cribs, and like their moms and their pops walked in on them, bro. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying. I thought we'd be like, "Yo, don't do X."
I
But
mean,
you don't listen. I'm
everything,
being
like I said,
hyperbolic. You don't listen to everything, but generally speaking, you can hit him, and you would So if somebody went against them, I would argue that generally speaking, you like, nah, I don't care what you say. If OG whoever said it, that's generally what people lean.
Yeah, I got you. Like I said, I agree until it comes to women, until it comes to vagina. Like
motherfuckers
niggas
start
all
wilding.
I think Fantastic's right on this, but we do have to assume, for the sake of the conversation, though, that we're all old heads now, and that we do have some impact on. Because otherwise, what the fuck's the point?
Yeah, 100%. You know what? I might concede actually, because one thing I actually know is when you go to the hood, the first grave about $1, the next two about a woman. So yeah, you're right. Matter of fact, Hamp, hold this.
Put him in a fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Hey man, when you're right, you're right. Yeah, that's true. I gotta think through it. With the women, it's a totally different ball. Niggas don't give a fuck.
You break all those rules at least one time.
Yeah, motherfuckers do all types of shit. Don't go over there. Don't do that. That's not your neighborhood. You out of bounds. Everybody's like, fuck.
But then once you step in that shit, like then the programming comes back to you. And you're like, okay, now that
yeah. Especially with the I can see, especially with the women. And then once you get burned, to your point, I should have listened.
Yeah, after the fact.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Hey, when y'all right, y'all right. I like it, man. Let me see if we got any more questions. If not, we'll give you guys final thoughts. I tagged both these brothers, which I know y'all both know both of them, in the description, and I showed their pages a couple times, and I put the link in the chat periodically as well, along with the mods. So let me see. This is a question. Okay. Well, I guess you guys can just reply to this statement quickly. Gabe A with the 20 ball says, married black men are not arguing with black women online about this quote unquote propaganda against black men. It's not a real issue. Y'all got any commentary?
So if it's not a real issue, why are black men complaining? I guess so. The minority of black men which are married, we just went over that. Only 33% of black men are married. So maybe the 33% aren't online complaining, which some of them are, because there are plenty of married men in these red pill, be it white, black, or whatever, ciphers that are there. So just because, and once upon a time, this weirdo was there. So be it trolling or whatever, so on and so forth, you're here right now listening to this. So you kind of disprove your point. Thanks for the $20, weirdo.
I agree with the comments. But I'm white, so what do I know about it? But it doesn't sound like anything I've ever heard until like literally right now.
All right, hold on, let me do this. All right, I'm gonna put the poll in the chat. I'm gonna read the rest of the super chats. The fellas give their final thoughts and we roll, man. Good shit, fellas, for sure. HQ at the $5 says black men are the problem. Black men have the highest divorce rates with all demographics of women. Black men are the problem. See, Moses with the $5 says because they are our mothers, sisters, aunts, and colleagues. HQ with the $2 says what is the divorce rate now to non-black women? HQ with the $5 says black men still fail in marriage at an even higher rate than to the non-black women. See, Moses with the $10 says it was actually a good dialogue if you follow. They just disagree, and I get why. Jay Miller with the $5 says it's disappointing that telling black men to have a black backbone has black women in uproar. Nakin was popping with the $10 says marriage benefits the person who dies last, makes less money, and is more likely to file for a divorce. That's regardless of gender, but we know how things usually go. Striking it rich with the £5. What up, though? He says, my estimate by 2050, I predict 80% will co-parent, surrogacy, or artificial womb. State-sanctioned marriage will be under 10%. Striking it rich to £2 says 2035, 50% co-parent, surrogacy, or artificial womb. I think marriage is actually up though this year in our country, I think. Aaron with the $5 says, we don't need to separate from each other. We need to separate from white culture. They started the gender war. We need to let them finish it. Black, salute. This is my brother Black Nabilla with the 20 ball says, one day you gonna hit the goal. One day. Yeah, Black. You know what happens, right? So if the 20 balls come in, like let's say the goal is set at 20 and it comes in after the time, then they don't count towards the goal, you know? So it's like a little bit of silver lining, I guess. Angry Snowman, what up with the $5 says, why does the Black manosphere bring white people up in every discussion, whether we are there or not? If whites aren't qualified to have the discussion.
When?
Mm-hmm.
Don't bring y'all up like
that. Indeed, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel. Hey, Flo, man, good shit today, man. You know, you can give your final thoughts on this. Plug your channel. We've been plugging. I put it in the description, and then let us know like your schedule when they can find you. 'Cause I think people generally enjoyed the comments, the conversation.
Yeah, thank you for having me up. Good debate, Mr. Fantastic, and salute to the chat. My name's Taylor. My channel is Flow State. If you search Flow State as two words, you're gonna get a whole bunch of stupid meditation videos and nonsense. To find my channel, do @Flow State or Flow State, channel, and you'll find it. Yep, that's the one. And I go live damn near every night. I don't have a hard set schedule, but it's normally later in the evening. I'll probably do a live tonight, a little bit after this, after taking a short break.
Word. That's what's up, man. Yeah, go follow Flow State. Y'all saw the channel here. One of the mods, please drop it, and it's in the description so that it's easy to find. All right. Mr. Fantastic, where can they find you? You know, all that good stuff and your thoughts about, you know, this evening.
Your Mr. Fantastic 824, everything on social media, Twitter, IG, what's that shit called? They about before they lock it down, motherfucking TikTok, Facebook, all that shit. Listen, man, y'all know where I am. Know where to find me, know where I'm at. At the end of the day, this is an issue and a problem that Black people are not going to get fixed because they don't believe Black men have valid opinions and complaints or whatever. So hey, it is what it is, man. 2053, here we come. I can't wait.
Hey, man, good work.
It's a stampede! DJ Ham the Stampede. DJ Ham the Stampede.
Good job, fellas, man. Great structure, great debate, great decorum. You know, even on the round where it was a free fall for the most part, y'all allowed each other room to get this shit off for the most part. I think I did a hell of a job answering the questions as concisely as possible, I would say, right? I think it's natural to be a little bit deflective at times, right? To kind of move around the question. It's only right during a debate-esque format, you know? So salute to y'all 100%. I will, you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna get up out of here. I'm not holding these brothers like Miss Fantastic was streaming earlier. Flow about the stream tonight. Contrary to popular belief, this shit is work. I know everybody like, I could do that shit. I promise it don't go how you think it's gonna go, you know. But I appreciate y'all, you know. I got the poll up. I'm gonna let it run. I'm gonna let these guys get up out of here. I'll let it run for another 5 or 6 minutes or so. This was a dope night, man. Thursday, I'll be off at least. I think they'll be working. And I'll definitely see y'all Friday with the weekly review. Definitely review this. I have a show in my head that coincides with this, so it's gonna be interesting to put those two together. It's a show from a few weeks ago. But I appreciate y'all, man. I had fun with this one. I think y'all showed how we can disagree without being too much bullshit in the process, you know. And intelligence, I think both of y'all definitely exuded that this evening. So good shit for sure. All right, y'all. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Make sure y'all tune in to Flow tonight. Mr. Fantastic will be live sometime tomorrow. And I'll definitely see y'all on Friday. And we'll be releasing some premieres tomorrow as well. All right.
Good deal. Thanks for having us.
Y'all. Yeah, man. Be safe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna let me see where the poll at. Let me see what the poll. I'm gonna let it run a little bit. What y'all think, man? Put a 1 in the chat if you think Mr. Fantastic took it. Put a 2 in the chat if you think Flo took it. Let me see, man. Let me see. Put it in the chat. Let us know. I think Lapeef is still live too. If y'all ain't doing nothing. So 1 for Mr. Fantastic, 2 for Flo. Okay. 1, 2, 2, 2. College football always put them fires. Okay, it's pretty close, man. Damn. So we got 187 votes. The poll has been up for 7 minutes. I think we'll wait for at least 10 minutes. At least 10 minutes. So I'll wait 3 minutes. I enjoyed that debate. I did. I enjoyed that conversation wholeheartedly. Let me see. 1, 2, 2, 2. It was even. Okay, Placido. What was you guys' favorite question? You could just put like a gist of it. What up, Stacks? Yeah, it was kind of close. Oh, I'm kind of close, sis. What you guys think? What was your favorite round? Yeah, 100%. What was you guys' favorite round? You think? I think I liked the statistics mostly. I think I like the statistics round. What y'all think? Also, let me see. Oh no, I think they done. Oh, Lapeef not live no more. Okay, I thought he was. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one for sure. You guys gotta one day y'all have to edify me on what you mean by like misrepresenting the stats and such. Like I guess we gotta go into that a little bit more in detail. You know, because I know a couple times that's been said or it's been said in the chat. I think Callie said it a couple times in terms of how we apply them or break them down objectively. So we got to go into that one day, you know. Because even when we did the show with Medium Man, if you guys remember, like he's literally a trained statistician and he didn't have like different conclusions per se, you know. So I'm just going off of that. Like, hey Cody, my brother. Yeah, I'm not really a proponent of because we've been living too long, you know. But if they're right, they're right, you know. No, Pumps, I get it. I guess I'm just wondering, right? Essentially, you know, when I had Medium Man up here and he is a trained statistician, he was coming to the same conclusions, you know. So I agree that stats can be misrepresented, but when someone who's trained to look at the numbers had similar conclusions, then I'm looking like, okay, well, maybe there's some credence. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like that one a lot. All right, so let me see. 10 minutes. It is 49% to 51% with 220 votes. I don't. Can y'all see the poll if I end it? Screenshot it. Yeah, Ashay, we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it. Me and her. Yeah, Robin. So we actually have a branch out there So just keep all those people in your prayers, man. Things be happening. So uphold the people that you can, be kind when you can, for sure. But we have a branch out there, they're going through it. Yep. And I say we'll be doing those. I say maybe like once or twice a month, right? Once or twice a month. I think it was a good insight, a good look for people, Let me do this. So this poll, I don't know if you guys can see it. The Flow is in the lead, 226 votes, 51% Flow State, 48% Mr. Fantastic. That was great. So Flow 58-42. Damn, it's that many, Rob. I gotta go look at it. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. I know about it, but I didn't look into it, so I need to go look at it. I need to really look at that. Link was popping. So I started. So I DJ, as you guys know. I think you guys know that, right? And so I have a pretty decent following on like Instagram and just DJing. So I started a YouTube channel, and I got a list email serve of 10,000-15,000 people. So I started my channel. I was able to amass like subscribers, and then I just started flowing. And I think so many people started coming over here, like Matt Pearson. I think Beans was one of the first ones. Did a couple shows like Fatty, Ali, Chaotic Truth. I say was probably the first one that I really like just started looking at, and then Lapeef, of course. And I just start streaming in my own lane, and then people just kind of start coming together, But it wasn't from nowhere, especially like everybody you seen on my panels initially, I know them in real life, And so we just continue to grow from there. So that was like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. And now we had almost 30,000 subscribers. So just trying to do the right thing as much as possible, Yeah, I think CT was probably like the first for real Placido. Yeah. Yep. That's a fact, Marcus, So we get a lot of love for sure. Damn, man. I gotta look at that shit, Robin, for real. Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all. So damn. Okay, so Flow seemingly got that from the poll, but I think it being that close shows that y'all were really listening, And I think majority of people were trying to be as objective as possible because that was super close. And those guys did a great job. So damn, man. Good shit, everybody. Get your tickets to Atlanta. Atlanta's gonna be dope. We have a live show on Friday, April 4th. Somebody correct me. I gotta look it up. And then we got Adult Field Day on Saturday, April 5th, and then we have a party that evening. And then Sunday it'd be dope, So yeah, man. Let's keep grinding. Yeah, CT, salute the CT. Salute the CC. But yeah, make it to Atlanta, man. And I think I'm not mistaken, there's a concert that weekend too. So a lot of people might be there for that as well. We'll be in Atlanta, Midtown. So everything, the studio that we do in the live show is near Midtown Atlanta, April 4th through the 6th. Adult Field Day in Atlanta, Saturday, April 5th. And then that evening we have a party, the Blackout 2. Y'all saw like the video that Cheeky did, which was awesome from the Blackout 1. I definitely would be there just for the party itself. But no fights this time, DB. We doing Adult Field Day. So beanbag race. Not freak nigga. Beanbag race. All the not beanbag, I'm bugging. 3-legged race, all the other shit, we doing cup in hand kickball. So if you're not drinking while you're on the field, you can't play. We're supposed to have a basketball tournament, man, but I don't know, man. It costs a lot for that basketball court just to have 2 teams playing. So I got to figure it out. But great night, everybody. Y'all be safe and do the right thing. I'll see y'all on Friday. All right. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing. I'll share it on the community wall. They did a balloon release for Sherelle's sister that was killed during the terrorist attack that was in New Orleans. I'll post on community wall where you can donate. Just to help with the expenses and such. I'll post the flyer that she made. Okay, so be kind where you can, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out. Per the poll, Flow State took it. See y'all Friday.